everyone, welcome to another Saturday, and yes, it's arrived, and unfortunately you've arrived here. So if you've just woken up and you're seeing my face, I feel extremely sorry for you. But anyway, I would just like to introduce all the cool people that are here, and it's definitely not this person anyway. Here we go, look at that, look at all the cool people. So we've got Darren, Andy, and Robbie. Robbie, it's nice to see you for the first time. I think we'll go to you first. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's Andy. That's Robbie. There we go, right button. Nice to see you. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Yeah, say hi to everyone.
Hello to all that know me and those that don't.
Robbie, tell us a little bit about. I've got your link to the ProSynth YouTube channel already in the description of the video. So if there's other stuff you want to sort of mention, if you want me to put any text up next to your name or anything like that, let us know. But tell us a little bit about yourself and just a quick intro, if you don't mind. Put you on the spot.
See if I can knock this into something short. So I'm a music technologist, a podcaster, and an instructional designer. My involvement in the industry stems back 2-3 decades, working for companies like Akai, Alesis, doing stuff these days for Sound on Sound, Akai Multimedia, and a bunch of others. And it's all kind of in between the day job, which is the instructional design a bit. A lot of people might know me for Fairlights because I am a mad Fairlight fan and restore them and have, got one here, got a few down in the garage that are being worked on. I'm also a bit of an FM nut. So you might be able to see behind me there a whole stack of DXs and stuff. But sampling and digital synthesis is more my thing. But I run a website called failedmuso.com, which has been around for many, many years. Just where it's my little corner of the internet where I can wax lyrical about stuff that excites me.
Fantastic.
And my phone just started ringing, so we just
we'll say good day to
silence that.
We'll say good day to Andy anyway while you got that going. How you going, Andy? How's your week been?
Hi everyone. It's actually been a very busy week again. Just sitting here doing schoolwork. I've spent a bit of time making funny soundscapes for this sort of project that's happening with regards to photographs of Sheffield in lockdown. So I started to put the Pro 1 up there into sort of really sort of trying out the cross modulations and the frequency modulation and the oscillator sync sections, really trying to push those and make it go into strange territories, and it handles it all really quite nice. I've been doing that, just recording it and chopping some of the bits up, making some nice samples.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When I've had the time to do it, but that is
beautiful. I've been playing with my Pro 1 all day too. And not last, but definitely not least, is Darren. How you going, Darren? Good to see you. How's your week been?
Hello. It's been fairly quiet actually. Just working basically. So nothing really to say about studio work. So yeah, quite a quiet week.
Yeah, the Saturdays come around very quick, don't they?
Yeah.
When you're back at work.
Yeah. Well, I was working early this morning. So
fantastic. Well, and also we've got other people that are here too, and that's you guys that are watching. Thanks very much for joining us, and as I like to do every week, I like to include you because, you guys are just as important as everyone else. So big hello to Wagoo, Axel Soft, who else we got? Michael B, Inverted Popes, Mr. Mac, Finn's there, I think I saw Inky there before, Sean McMahon, big hello to you. And you're from London. Beautiful. Good to see. And what else we got? A couple other people jumped in. Sergio, nice to see you, buddy. I believe you're from Brazil, if that's correct. John Shea, nice to see you again. Awesome. And Azio Head is there. Good to see you, buddy. Where else? If I do... Farmer 33K, we were having a bit of a chat to you before. Sonic Neutronic, awesome to see you, mate. I saw you the other day on the show. That was cool. And what else? Jeez, it's a scroll. If I've forgotten anyone, like I say every week, just throw your synth at the screen in disgust, honestly, because it's just not on that I forget people. But hopefully you can forgive me. Anyway, if you're new and this is the first time you've ever been here, well, big warm welcome to you, and hopefully we'll treat you nice. What we do here is we kind of do a couple of regular segments, and they're pretty cheesy, so I'm warning you now, but hopefully you can stick around because it does get better. But first, let's have a bit of a laugh. We'll start with this one. Yes, you have reached the end of the internet, and this is where they say things are supposed to be funny. Well, stranger things might actually happen. Starting off with, what did I find? Oh, yes, this one. Yes, I've been using a bit of Eurorack during the week, and yeah, if you don't take photos of your patches, this is kind of what could end up happening to you. Contortionist much? Anyway, let's keep going. Well, you can see my patches just there anyway. Oh, this one, yes. So these are actually my boxes from Behringer, and I just happened to notice a little furphy on them. You guys notice it? On the dual VCA, it is actually in fact a dual VCF because someone can't spell check. Good on you, Behringer. Keeping
You should check their manuals. You should see their manuals.
They're shocking, aren't they?
I think the original MS-101 manual had all the specs for, was it the DeepMind or something in there? It was shocking.
Oh, yes,
terrible.
it did too, didn't it? Yeah. Yes, it was. It was pretty bad. All right, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3. What do we got here? Oh, yes. I saw this and I thought, geez, someone is really, really wanting a certain sound here. I'm not sure what sound that is. If it's a ploppy type sound or a twinkle twinkle sound, or maybe it's just.
Isn't there a very famous photograph of Paul McCartney doing something very similar and doing it for a serious thing?
Probably. But look, he's got the mixer there, so just in case you need to tweak the back mics a bit more to the front mics, you might want to have that sort of 3D sort of feel. That real presence.
Is there anybody who hasn't sampled a toilet flusher? Just out of interest. I'm sure everybody, as soon as they get the sound, apart from hitting your pots and pans, like Darren did a few weeks ago, sampling a toilet flush, that's got to be pretty high up there, I would have thought.
Okay, yeah, and then you could just reverse it in your sampler and put it in your track. Can anyone recognise the mixer? That's a good question. What sort of mixer is that?
That's Behringer's. It's Behringer Xenix of some. Yeah.
So we're right at home here, aren't we? We've got the trashy toilet sound with the trashy
dead
mixer. Now. All right, moving right along.
Just like my nice Behringer mixer's dead.
So he was talking about cats there. I think it was Jamie was talking about cats, wasn't he? So you got the cat. This is on the Behringer support group on Facebook. And I just got a cat and the power light is yellow. Does anyone know what it means? And then everyone was replying. It just was brilliant.
Too easy.
That was just brilliant. Like, I mean, you can't go wrong with that, can you, hey? Dearie me. Gentlemen, so I did warn you. My funny side is pretty cheesy. But that is it for the week for funny side. Was it thumbs up or thumbs sideways? What have we got here? I'll just take a drink.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Right. Well, we do have news. We'll move on to the next one. Okay. So, here we go. Well, today in the news, as I like to say, the news is from the Geekery. We're going to check out not one, but two TR909 DIY clones. I think TR909 must be on everyone's, I need to make one of those and sell it, wish list or bucket list, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, there's a lot of them out there. We'll check out two of them. Plus, what is it with synths and arcade buttons? So you're about to find out. So let's check out the news. Well, welcome to the news, and as I said, we're going to check out the first one, which this is a photograph of the insides of this thing made by DinSync, and this is called the RE909. Now, these guys have made RE303s and I believe a 606 as well. Excuse me. So they're not strangers to creating awesome Roland retro DIY kits, and I think we've shown a glimpse of this before on the show, so It's not a new thing, but there's a lot more information now out about this, and there's even a video which I'll show you in a sec. And I believe you can actually order it as of today. Now, when I was doing all the research for the show, I checked the link. It wasn't working, but we can check it a bit later and see if it's up and running. We might be able to find out prices and things like that, because I couldn't find that out before. But anyway, they're saying it's supposed to be as of the 6th of June, and I believe that's today. So the thing that makes this interesting now, you're probably thinking, okay, not Behringer are making one, there's this one, and there's another one I'm about to show. Why is this one special? Well, according to them, it's because it's an authentic recreation, not a faith, they use those other words like faithful recreation. This one's an authentic recreation. In other words, they're actually going out of the way to make it exactly the same as what Roland did. And the whole purpose for that is, I guess, twofold. One is if you've already got a TR-909 and it's feeling a little bit 30-year-old tired, you can use this for parts. Another thing is that you might just really want an authentic TR-909 and you can build one yourself. So without further ado, let's check out the video on this, and hopefully this works, because it was one of those downloady type videos. So see how we go. Yes, we're looking at lovely electronics, and it'd be nice if there was a guy talking on this. There we go. We've got some sound. Whoa. Well, there you go. There's the most of that video. I won't going to punish you guys through the whole thing. But yeah, there's the RE909. Now, I just thought I'd get a bit of a reaction from the gents here. Does that sort of wiggle anyone's waggy tail at the moment? Does that sort of seem authentic? It did sound authentic. But you, Darren, you got rid of your Roland boutique one.
I got rid of the boutique one, yeah, and got the TR8. Yeah, it sounds good. I think I'm all drum machined out though with clones of 909s, but it's good that they're recreating it as to the, like you say, to almost supposed to be identical to the original. So yeah, DIY. Well, it gives some people to have a go of putting stuff together, but I don't think I've got the time or patience for DIY stuff. That's the only problem.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I don't know if Robbie, if you noticed that, but this is probably almost a rare thing now to have a DIY project where the actual soldering doesn't require a 6,000 times magnifying zoom microscopic camera so that you can actually see what you're doing. And if you're old like me and you shake like crap, you can't actually solder anything that tiny. No, it was all kind of old school sort of through-hole components, so it probably wouldn't be too bad. What do you think of that, Robbie?
I like it sounds very authentic. I think Wagyu makes a good point in the chat about how did they get around the Roland sampled sounds thing. I'd be interested to know what they've used there. I like the idea that they're building it as an authentic recreation. Therefore, if you're an original and you're looking for replacement parts, this is a great way of getting it. But we've got this one, we've got the other one we're going to talk about. There are other 909 clones out there. There's another one coming down the line, supposedly. How many of these do we need? Yeah. So how many of these do we actually need? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, these guys have got a good reputation. So if you're in the market for one, this is one that needs to be top of your list, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I think to answer Wagu's question, so knowing a little bit about digital electronics and hardware, all they have to do is replicate the chips like identically, and then all they have to do is just download the actual, the binary data that's on them. So they wouldn't actually need to find the samples or anything anyway. They just get it off an original TR-909. and literally just because in those days they wouldn't have encrypted stuff. That sort of stuff wouldn't have happened.
Oh no.
So it would have been fairly easy. Andy, what about you? What did you think?
I thought it sounded lovely. I have to be honest and say I don't know one end of a soldering iron from the other. So the idea of building one just scares the willies out of me, to quote Hitchhiker's Guide. It sounded. I've watched some of these sort of videos of people building DIY kits, like Robin Vincent's. I find them very relaxing. I don't know why it is relaxing to watch somebody soldering 1,000 capacitors, but it really is. I enjoy it, but I've no idea how to do it, so it wouldn't be on my list.
Yeah, get someone else to do it.
It looks horribly complicated, but
find
if you're into that sort of thing, I'm sure it's probably right up there for you.
Find some guy who likes to breathe in the fumes of flux, and he will do it for you. Slip him a few beers. We're saying that the issue is probably to do with the binary sample actually owned by Roland. And I don't know how that would work. Any lawyers in the room? When you buy a product from Roland and you make a record out of it, Roland can't turn around and copyright sting you for it because you've used their synth. So, that one's kind of a legal question mark. So, would it be any different to using that sound in a record versus using that sound and resampling it? Like, if I got a TR-909 and I chucked it into my Akai sampler and then I used that on a record, would I be in trouble with Roland? Don't think so. So, questions, lawyers, anyone? It'd be interesting to see how we go. Anyway, let's keep going. Can
I just say, having worked in the sample industry for many years, the legality is iffy, but the thing is, you can use the samples in your songs, from the original equipment, and they're not going to come for you for that. But if you take the samples and put them into a product and sell them as your thing, then you're infringing on their copyright. So, if you sample an instrument and put that into your Akai sampler and use it, and you mangle it for your own use, then there's very little, that anyone can do about it. But if you directly sample or take the samples out of a 909 and put them into your 909 and sell that, then you are breaking some rules. But it's such a grey area sometimes.
And Robbie, I don't think they've chased anyone, because look at all. You've got Mars, you've got all those sampling places that have been sampling TR-909s for ever so long.
Yeah,
and I don't ever recall anyone ever being flagged for some sort of copyright. Okay, let's go and have a look at the other one. So this is from a company called Steda Electronics. I don't know how you pronounce it, but this is actually a DIY clone of a TR-909. I'm not sure how authentic this one will be. I think you can just judge by the look of the actual case and everything there. It's kind of a little bit different looking, but apparently it's going to sound the same. But it is another DIY project, as I mentioned before, and there is a video, no price, and it's all based on Facebook stuff. So let's try the video anyway, see how we go with this. Come on, you can do better than this, mate, surely. Jeez. All right, I think we got the picture. It sounds like a 909. I tell you what, why can't they get someone who knows how to use a 909 to do their demos? God! Anyway, there's a link in the description. Go to a Facebook page if you're interested in that one. I think we've 909'd ourselves to death now. We won't even talk about Behringer because, I think it's just crazy. Let's move on to the next one anyway. We have got... I was talking about these arcade buttons on stuff, and check this out. This is called the Arcane from Night Owl Industries. It's a 5-voice analog synth, and it's got a really... I think this is quite unique. how do I kind of explain it? Like, imagine if you have your hands, like your left and your right hand, on this, so your fingers are touching your right hand, or in that case it's my left hand, but it would make it sort of look a bit better. So your right hand would be touching the arcade buttons, and your left hand would be touching those sliders. So this is kind of the way that they've designed it, right? So you'd be tapping along on the arcade buttons and you'd be using the sliders, and it's kind of that sort of ergonomic design. And the whole thing is that they're calling it a bilateral as opposed to a sequential style way of programming the synth. And so apparently it's a little bit difficult to sort of grasp at the start, but it actually makes sound design on this thing quite interesting. Now, it can be controlled manually, or you can use CV to control it. And they're kind of saying the sounds are kind of like a thick backing chord or a custom style instrument, which may be a little bit hard to master. But anyway, let's have a look at the video. This one's a YouTube video, so we should hopefully be going all right on this one. There we go. We're going to watch all the 6 minutes. Here we go. Jeez, this is a crazy sounding synth, isn't it? Someone's into pulse width modulation, I think. Someone's into like the really tight looking square waves. Like choking.
Do a left-handed version.
Yeah, all the left-handed people are throwing their synths at the screen right now. Ah, dear. Another brilliant demonstration from YouTube. Thank you very much, YouTube. Who should we start with? What about you, Darren? What do you got to say about this one?
I don't know what to say, to be honest. It's I don't know. Yeah, they do a left-handed version. The arcade buttons. There's a few things using arcade buttons because I think the MIDI fighter does the arcade buttons.
Yep.
I think it's so you can hit the hell out of it and not worry about breaking them.
That's it. It's a smash feature. Yeah. Andy. That's not Andy. That's not Andy. Jeez, I'm having a shock of the buttons. See, I need arcade buttons.
You need arcade buttons.
Andy, over to you, mate.
I don't understand. I mean, John Cuba mentioned that it looks a bit like the Lyra 8.
Yeah,
that was my initial reaction when I watched it earlier on. You put the links up for us, and I watched it, and I thought, "Oh, it looks a bit like the Lyra." Doesn't sound anything like the Lyra, though. Does it? No, I'm sorry, not for me. That one again. Another. We mentioned this before. Things that sound like broken computers don't get it.
Chippy
I'm
tuning.
sure it will be absolutely somebody's bag, and they will absolutely love it and get great things out of it. But personally, I'm not convinced by that one. Sorry.
Well, Robbie,
I know what was missing.
It's $300 US if you want it. So.
No, I'm with the other guys on this. It sounded like they'd taken a SID chip and were just squeezing the crap out of it. I like the design. The UI is interesting, and the use of arcade buttons. We've said they're built to be hammered, literally hammered. So I don't see why we don't see more equipment with that style controls on it. But the sounds that were coming out of this just sounded like a C64 just being, having the hell squeezed out of it, and not very much else.
It did, yeah. And, I think the other thing too is if you've got arcade buttons on it, let's see someone smash them in a performance. Like, let's see this kind of, absolute craziness, because that's the whole point of it. We want to see a performance, not someone just gingerly sort of choking the crap out of us, isn't she? But anyway, look, if that, someone might turn around and say, shut up, Rand, you absolutely have no idea, that sounds awesome. So it's all yours for $300 and there's a link to Night Owl Industries website. I'm sorry, Night Owl Industry, if we've upset you, but that's the demo you gave us.
Who absolutely love that. There'll be people out there who think that is just what they need, but it doesn't light my fire.
Let's have a look at this other one. Now this is a guitar pedal, and this is by MIDIerror, and this is called 8-Bit Mate. Now I thought this looks pretty cool. Like, it's nice big fat juicy knobs on it and a big arcade button. I thought this looks pretty cool. Now this is actually a bit crusher pedal, and you can never have enough bit crushers. The thing about this is it features modes for 4, 6, and 8-bit. So you can get that. You can really get lo-fi crunchiness out of this, and it also has a little low-pass filter on it too. So let's have a look at the video. Hopefully this one works. There we go. Hopefully we got a cool video. Nice Electro.
Yeah.
Cool, works that.
Hey.
Oh, there we go. Well, anyway, that's, you guys can go watch the rest of that video. There's actually some really cool ideas. He keeps going with the Electro and a few other things, but he really does get into bit crushing. I mean, it's delivering what it's promising, isn't it, guys? $185. You can get it now. The link is a Tindy link, so I don't know about Tindy, but anyway, who wants to go first about a comment about that? Who's into guitar pedals?
I use a few,
really...
but at least
We'll go down.
at least it's the better demo of the lot.
What we were talking about before,
demo-wise, it was good. And if you want to crush anything and mangle everything up an 8-bit everything, it sounds all right. It sounds fine.
Fair enough. Who wants to know? Like, we were talking before about
I was
videos, and I could do better than that. Where were you, Andy?
I was going to say it was a really good exercise in irony, bit crushing a pocket operator. That just made me chuckle, but it really did sound good. That really did sound the business. Whatever he put through it, it did add something that was, I won't say nice sounding, but good sounding. I like that. That was a good good one. That one, I like that.
Now, Robbie, I'll get your comment on that too. Before I say what I wanted to say, go for it.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's an interesting little piece of gear. Again, we're not short of bit crushing devices, whether it's hardware or software, and I think that certainly for many people, $185 might not be worthwhile spending if you can do this in a plugin. But if it's a guitar pedal, then obviously that's a different market. Again, good use of the arcade buttons on here, but it sounded nice. There's nothing I didn't like about it. It's a nice little thing. Yeah,
and I think if you're going to kind of sell something, and like you said, Robbie, if this can be done some other way, cheaper or for free, even in Ableton and Logic, there's bit crushers that come with the software, so you don't need to buy anything. But if it's got something that these things can't do, like if it's got some sort of special chipset, or if it's got a way the audio circuit is mapped out that makes this thing more unique, they need to tell us in their marketing blurbs, and they haven't. So it does have a low pass filter, and I didn't really get to see that much in the first part of the video, but if you go watch it later, I think he does touch it a little bit. Anyway, $185 US, and you can grab it now from Tindy, and the link is in the description in this video. But don't run away, because that's the end of the news. So it was kind of themic, wasn't it? We had 909s, we had a group of those, and then we had arcade button stuff. So I don't know how I managed to do that, but anyway, things come out in their weirdness in this world. Okay, well, next segment we've got is our fantastic Price Watch segment. Well, the world's best stinger. I've won an award for this stinger, swear you. Anyway, also bad jokes. Okay, not very many today, so I do apologise, but at least we've got some. First one is you can buy a Moog electronic keyboard. It's pictured there. $1,200. Not a bad price for Moog, wouldn't you agree, guys? Also, decent picture of that Moog there. The Moog MT 220. Yes. So, moving right along. Watch out for the scams.
Gotta get one of those rare ones.
Watch out for the scams. And yes, keeping on the theme of Moogs, here's another one. This one is the Moog Casio. Sorry, I just had to go there. CZ1000 is a 48-key digital keyboard synthesizer with a power supply, and it's vintage. It is vintage. $750. I don't know. Robbie, would you get this? $750?
Not at that price, no.
So there you go. There's our scammy stuff for the week. Do I have another one? To double check. I don't think I do. No. Beautiful. So yeah, price scammy sort of stuff. Bit of a Casio theme this week with the scammy stuff. One of the things I am due to do, and I'll do it for next show, so just put a little pin in your calendar for next Saturday, is we're going to do another update to our graph for the Roland SH101, so we can watch it like a roller coaster ride. It's been interesting. It's probably getting close to 12 months now that I've been doing that for. Okay, anyone want to make a comment about the cheesy deals this week? Anyone want to rush out and buy a Casio? They're starting to go back up in price, aren't they?
Everything digital's starting to go back up in price.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a resurgence.
It's interesting. Yeah, digital's the new analog.
Well, that's right up your world, isn't it? You've got all the vintage digital behind you. Your investments are starting to pay off.
And it's becoming increasingly expensive to buy. I was on eBay the other day and I was looking at an RX-11 Yamaha drum machine, their first 8-bit top of the line drum machine from, I think it was 84. And this guy in the UK was selling it and it was like started at £50. I thought, I'll keep an eye on that. And I kept an eye on it. It got to about 70. So I thought I'll put a max bid of 100 on. And if I don't win it, I don't win it. It's probably not, in not great condition. Anyway, I lost it. Somebody outbid me at 2. And 2 minutes later, the guy gets back to me and says, the guy that won it doesn't want it. Do you want second chance offer? So I said, yeah, okay. But I'll tell you what, let's do a deal. Let's just do everything for £100, postage included. Yeah, fine, that's fine. We'll do that. Sent him the money. 2 hours later, he sends me an email saying, oh, sorry, mate. The original seller did want it after all. And so 1 minute I had an RX-11 on its way, and the next minute I didn't. Luckily, I got my money back, so that's good.
Oh, yeah.
But I went onto eBay to have a look and see if there were any more, and I found 6 RX-11s at $1,000 each.
Maybe
which
that's
I thought
what he
was
did.
Just ridiculous.
Maybe that's what the guy
probably.
did. Yeah, he had that seller's remorse.
Yeah, quite.
There was a thing called buyer's remorse, but now it's seller's remorse, isn't it? The ones that I'm noticing that are we've talked about this in the last couple of weeks, is the DX7s are going up in price, and that is a definite. I actually picked that about a month or two ago, and it's 100% now fact that they are going up in price. So if you do have DX7s, hold on to them. And the other one that I've noticed that's starting to show signs of a bit of movement is the Kurzweil K2000 series. So if you've got a K2000 or K2500 or something around that sort of genre, hang on to it, because it's got that famous 90s digital sound that, Robert Miles made a whole album out of that, didn't he? So, if you like that sort of trance sort of music. No, it was good. It was a good synth. It was definitely a good one. So there's plenty of examples in that anyway.
The Kurzweils, one of the real sort of plus points of those was again, a bit like the DX7, the keyboards were superb, beautiful players, machines. If you're actually a reasonably good keyboard player, you will get a lot out of it. They were really very responsive and beautiful. They were always way too expensive. I did remember going to music shops and playing the K25 2500. Was that the big 88 note one? It was really beautiful.
Yeah.
I can never afford one of those. So
I always liked the 2500 though, because the 2000 came out and there was a few things that they didn't quite get right on it. And when they brought the 2500 out, you could, you were able to sort of load more sounds on it. It had that sort of, I'm trying to think of the name of that. Darren, you're going to correct me here. On your Raven, what is the name of the engine that the Raven uses? It's the same as what the Kurzweil uses.
Oh yeah. I can't remember.
I've lost the thought of it. Well, Robbie probably knows. Anyway, but
isn't it Vast?
Vast, that's it. And obviously that's an acronym.
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
And so you were able to load more, sounds, and it got as a result of that, it got thicker. But it had a beautiful filter on it. Don't you guys agree? For a digital synth, it had a really nice sounding filter. I don't know why no one else kind of said, you know what, our filters sound steppy and these ones don't sound too bad. What are they doing? Someone didn't think. But anyway, in the time. All right, well, we have now reached the exciting part of the show where, I don't know if I'd call it exciting, but yes, it's time for the topic, and that is weirdest gear mods. Now, I put the question out to just about every single social media corner that I can touch in the world, and I got absolute crickets back from everyone out there. So you should all be ashamed of yourselves. Obviously, either you've got stuff there that you don't want to show because you don't want to be embarrassed by it, if maybe you've modded it yourself. But anyway, I've come up with a few, and one of the ones, obviously, it's the main graphic that I've shown on the intro to the show. So, where can we start? Right, best way to do this will probably just be to drop them into here and show them as I can. Right, give me one sec, guys. I'm just going to find the folder. Worst mods. Now, some of these aren't worst. I've just Googled it and thought, oh yeah, that'll do. Obviously, the graphic, we've shown this one before. This was it's topical. It's the TR909. So the TR909 with the Bangladesh style.
Oh.
I don't
kind
know.
of a look, mum, no computer design, isn't it?
No, did he get his girlfriend to? I think he got his girlfriend to do it. Surely, 16-year-old girlfriend. Anyway,
Is that actually from? Was that actually from Look Mum No Computer? That modded 909.
I don't know. It might be. I might be in trouble with Sam now. But look, I tell you, you know when you went to school and you had a chick that you knew and she'd done stuff to a pencil case. That's what that looks like. It looks like a chick's pencil case from school, from high school. Anyway, moving right along, I'm going to get in trouble. Speaking of drum machines, too late for that. Speaking of drum machines, we've got this one. Someone gave that to me. So there was one nice person who sent this in. This is a TR-808 Gold Edition.
That's more tasteful.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't know about the
Egyptian styling,
the
the hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphics. Maybe they thought to themselves, I don't know how to use this thing. It just looks like hieroglyphics to me. I might actually. I've heard that saying before. Anyway, I do have a really cheesy. Someone did send this to me. If it was you, just sing out in chat. This is a Korg Triton, and someone thought they wanted it to sound like a Nord. So they've painted it red.
Was that inky in a spray can again?
Have a look at that, eh?
Yeah, it definitely looks. It's definitely sprayed, isn't it?
I like the way they've gone around the logo. I thought it was all about using a trash.
Oh dear, that
attention
is
to
terrible.
detail. The Triton area is brilliant. Just a bit of artistic brilliance there, because that really stands out, the Triton logo. Yeah, I had a Roland Gaia SH1 synth, and someone had painted all the C keys orange. I did a video. You can check it out on my channel. And I got so peed off with these. I got it from a pawnbroker. I went to Roland and I said, right, I'm ordering a bunch of like 5 C keys, and got him the actual real part from Roland, and I did a video of me replacing it all. But the bastards, when they painted it, they got half of it on the side of the other keys next to it. So I ended up when I pulled it apart, I had to go and get more keys because they weren't. And you couldn't get it off, because if you started some sort of chemical to try and rub it off, it would actually ruin the plastic of the actual key itself. It would, lose its shine or... anyway, just because people want to learn how to play piano. Anyway, it's not a piano, is it? What about this one? This is a TB303, and there's a TB303. So if you're into sunny looking TB303s, that could be up your alley.
It's tastefully done.
That's about as zoomed in as I can get on it too. There's a pretty bad photo. No, it's not too bad. This one will be for Inky. Yes, this one will be for Inky. She'll like this one. Here we go.
It's going to be pink.
It's going to be pink. How's that one? Micro Korg. Yay! Hey?
Is that real?
Micro Korg.
Or is it photoshopped?
No, it's real. Yeah, there's a company. We're gonna see who they are in a minute. And this is by no means any sort of criticism of them, because this is what they do for a living.
Cool.
This is the company. They're called styleflip.com. And if you're into cats... Now,
I was going to say that
inverted popes
there are
here.
some really bad.
There's
some really bad MPCs as well that have been done similar to this. They've had their family photo, like embossed on there. Some are good, some aren't so much.
Oh, this is like check out my phone. Look at all these cool photos of synths that I've got. Oh, this was I wouldn't say this is bad, but someone's got a Korg mini log.
Oh yeah.
Decided to go crazy with the orange knobs, and then
maybe
they worked in some sort of electronics thing. But that is actually
cool.
That's not the worst mod. That is actually pretty cool. I actually like that.
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of Heinz.
It is
equipment. That's really cool.
I don't know.
That'd be something that people were going, "What the hell's that you're playing?"
Yeah.
That is nice. I really like that.
Maybe he took it to work, and he works in one of those electronics places, and his boss kept walking
so he can play it without anyone knowing.
Doesn't have any idea that he's actually making beats at work. Ah, dearie me. Okay, this one might get a few people upset, but we'll go with this one. Now, some people would probably like this. Yes, you can get a Nord rack like a mini Moog. There were a few of these. Like there was an Access virus like this. There was, I think, a Roland one. There was actually, you could actually go to this company and they would mod your. I think there was a Korg MS2000 like this as well. So mini Moog style. Anyway, there's that. What else we got? We have got, stickers. Yes. So stickers is something that features a lot in eBay purchases. Have you guys ever been stung by buying something with stickers on it and having to get the stickers off if you bought something used? Have a look at the stickers on this.
I wouldn't buy anything that had stickers on.
I had to literally pick between about 100 photos of these. They were all SP404s. Is that what these are? The samplers. They were
quite good though.
But it looks like everyone who owns an SP404 puts stickers all over them. So, and green knobs. Anyway. What else we got?
Did it sound better though?
Oh, of course. This one's for you, Darren. You want to go when you rush out and invert your keyboard?
No, I'm not sure I like it.
It wasn't just the keys. Notice they've got the FM mod on it as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's that. I'd say that's butchered. Who agrees? That's butchered.
I'll stick with my original.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's.
I've seen worse, but
the reverse key thing always looked weird. They did Korg actually released a Poly 800 reverse keys.
Poly 800,
which always just looked weird.
Didn't look right, did it? Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't. And there's that's Studio Logic Sledge. Black, where everything's black.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I'm not I don't
amazing.
play the keyboard anyway, so that would just make it even harder for me.
Well, that'd be great for a rave club, wouldn't it? You know, where there's no light and just everything's black, and you'd be like trying to play it. It probably sounds good though, if you've got some sort of arpeggiator on it or something. Anyway, there's this, so you can do the Model D knob mod. Now there was so many of these I could have chosen, but this is very colourful. Have they done the switches? No, they haven't done the switches, have they? It's just the knobs. I'm trying to work out if they've done the switches on this. But yeah, anyway, that's the Model D. So you can do that. And last but not least, I thought this one is... Okay, so I had a lot to choose from with this, but a lot of people whinged when Roland brought out all the IRA gear, right? Because they didn't like the green and the black and the blah, blah, blah. So there was heaps of people modding their IRA stuff. And this is a System 1M. It doesn't look anything like a System 1M, does it?
I actually quite like that. I'm not sure about quite on the colour sliders, but them are not cheap, those sliders, knobs neither.
They've gone to a lot of detail
pink
with
and
this.
The green's a bit of a clash, but it looks cool.
Yeah, pink and the yellow and green. But look at that. It's got they've gone to the trouble where they've written synthesizer like the the SH2 sort of font that they used, and I don't know what it seems to be in a rack. 19-inch rack, not a Euro rack. Can you notice that? It's got some sort of stuff down the right-hand side. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, it looks like they've got it in a 19-inch rack. I couldn't find any other photos of this, so... but anyway, I thought this one wasn't too bad. But this did kind of represent that whole... well, there was a little bit of a business boom for people that did those vinyl wrap-type decals for all the IRA synths. Like, do you remember the JDXI? That when they first brought the black JDXI out, and it had the gloss, the gloss finish, and everyone was whinging that you could see all your fingerprints on it. And all the videos you'd see of people doing demos on it, all you'd see is just people's fingerprints everywhere because the lights would all reflect off this thing, and it looked terrible. So everyone's going, "Oh, you've got to change it. It looks terrible."
Can I ask a question about? The knobs on that System 1? There are those Moog style knobs on there. Now, I was watching in one of Inverted Popes' videos in the week, and I noticed. Now, I think I noticed. I might be wrong. He can correct us in the chat or put us, say he did. It looked like on his DFAM, he'd replaced those little knobs at the bottom. They seem to have been replaced with these sort of Moog style knobs, and it looked. I thought it looked great. I was wondering if he'd done that.
Yeah,
whether he'd actually managed to buy one like that.
No,
so I wasn't wrong.
He
then,
bought
Darren.
it with him on.
He bought it with him on, didn't
No,
he?
he bought it with
right.
it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
There we go. So what have the chatties been saying?
But you can't get them.
Did you guys enjoy that, by the way? I actually did spend quite a bit of time putting that together. Was that enjoyable? Did I show you some interesting mods?
I think
it
reinforced my
stuff.
Go out and abuse their gear.
Which
It
one was your
reinforced
favourite?
my principle that I leave everything original.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm too conservative. Which one was your favourite? We'll go for it. What we'll do is we'll ask the chatties the same question. We'll go, what is your favourite? And we'll show it again. We'll have a vote. And what one was the worst? Or the weirdest, maybe. Weirdest is a good one. You don't have to say worst. So which was your favourite and which one was the weirdest? Here you go, IP. Yeah, he said he's bought it with them.
I quite like the Happy Face 303. I thought that was tastefully done, if not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Happy Face 303. Yeah, that was quite a nice design, I thought. When you look at it with the blue underneath,
System 1.
Don't you agree the blue underneath looks terrible compared to the one above? It does not work for me, the blue, at all. Sorry. I don't like the blue.
My favourite in all of that was the Korg. Was it the mini log? That one. Yeah, cool. I think that's fantastic. Really, really good. And the worst one was also a Korg, that Korg Triton that had been spray painted. That was just a disaster, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yes, that's brilliant.
That literally has. They just
yeah.
The mod wheel doesn't work now. It's probably been sprayed all together.
That touch ribbon as well.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. It does have that little touch ribbon below. It probably, yeah.
Well, did have.
China's saying the 808. What are you saying, China? Is that your favourite, or is that the one you hate the most?
That's cool. I think that looks great.
Yeah. So anyway, let us know which in chat. A few more people need to jump in and tell us which one you think is the worst or the best or whatever. Anyway, that's all I've got. I mean, I could have gone on and on and on and on and on. There were heaps of SP404s, heaps. So if you just Google modded SP404, and literally it just fills up with, it's like Sticker City. There was one I thought that was worse than this, but I know the person that owns it, so I'm not going to show it. Anyway, favourite was the 808. Okay, gold 808 with hieroglyphics. Okay, there you go. Who was it that sent me that? One of you guys in chat has sent me that, I'm sure of it. So let us know. Worst is Triton, best is the gold 909. I think it was an 808, mate. But yeah, we got you. Okay, 808. Everyone's saying 808. Yep. Yes. Definitely. Cool. All right. Well, we've got a new segment, and we're going to roll the stinger. See if you like the stinger. Tell me if I need to make any changes. Here we go. Yes, you've reached Ranzee's rant. It's a new segment. And all it is basically we can have a rant about something. And, well, you know what? I actually don't really want to start. So, and a rant could be, it doesn't have to be negative. It could be kind of like just a little whinge about something that's just kind of nurking you at the moment. So I thought we'd go to the chatties and ask them if they've got anything that they want to bring up that just needs to clear the air a bit. And the guys here as well. If you want to have a rant about something, there's your opportunity to let the world know that something's irking you, and this is what this segment's all about. So, I mean, mine will probably be, I've already sort of shown mine, haven't I? Where has it gone? Mine is, can't people just do their jobs properly? You had one job. You did, didn't you? I mean, come on, guys. What the hell? Can't you spell check your stuff? Seriously. I mean, Robbie, you were talking about
get a refund, Ranzee.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the manuals. I mean, half of the English words don't have plural. You know, when you have the S on the end of a word because it's a plural, they are just missing the S. Like, yeah.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, I have to write material for my day job that often then gets translated into other languages. But we recruit or employ people that speak both English and their native tongue really, really well. So we tend to get some good translations in there. But it's funny you should mention manuals. So I was just trying to think of something. I had a conversation with somebody last night, and they said, they're asking about the Akai S6000. They said, how do I learn how to use it? And I said, use the user guide, because it was written, I mean, back in 98, 99, I think it was. And it was written by my friend Steve, and he wrote it in such a way as that it was a lesson in how to use the instrument, not just this is what this function does, without telling you how to employ that in a creative way. Steve wrote this manual as a real user guide, and you just don't see that level of detail in manuals anymore. Everybody wants to watch a 5-minute video so that they can start using something. Nobody seems to want to invest time in reading and understanding and learning this thing properly. So there you go. There's my rant. Instruction manuals.
Yeah, it's a great one. Actually, that's a good one. That is a brilliant one. Yeah, because I've actually got something that I can show you guys. Andy, did you want to have a rant while you're here? You think of one? Yeah, he's gone off to get something.
He's
Darren?
just gone. That's his rant.
You got a rant?
That's it.
Oh,
He's that angry you left.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Offhand, no, I tell you what, YouTube or not just YouTube, but any videos that are showing you how to do something from a beginner, and they sort of assume they know you know how to get to the point they're starting from, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Is he gone? You know, so instead of it being for a true beginner who's got to get to that point, it's they start from a point past where the beginner should be starting, if you follow what I mean.
Yeah.
So
you're
the beginner
already
sat there
advanced.
trying to get to that point. Yeah. But
Yeah,
they say it's
right.
for the
I
beginner.
mean, there are still
but
people
they've,
today. There are still people today who don't understand how to connect MIDI, traditional 5-pin MIDI. You know, they go into in, out to out, and they wonder why it's not working, or they just don't understand the basic principles. So yeah, I mean, but the thing is, if you do a tutorial, whether it's, you know, a series of small tutorials or one big one, you get so many people complain, oh, I know all about MIDI, I know all about this, but there are people out there, clearly, some people still think MIDI transmits audio. To this day,
I
I can't. I mean, it frustrates the hell out of me. But clearly, you know, people just don't get it. So, and I think everybody's too keen to kind of run before they can walk.
Yeah.
They've just bought this piece of kit that might cost them, you know, 500,000, whatever, and they instantly want to become their hero. How do I get there? And tell me in 5 minutes. Well, I'm sorry, but you've kind of really got to learn the basics, not just of this instrument, but of music technology, period. So, you know, MIDI and audio and all of those basic things. So, yeah, it's a tough one to. I mean, I work in the training environment, and so, you know, we're up against this all the time. So you have to provide that basic knowledge and provide it and hope that people use it and don't skip it. But such a people.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm with you that, Rob, because I've got a perfect example. I've got the Dreadbox Erebus here. It's the early version of it in V2, and I watched a video on a basic using the video, basic using the Erebus, and he said you plug the MIDI in. I've set it to channel 2, and off he went. Problem is, a lot of people don't know how to set the Erebus to any MIDI channel at all, because you've got to open the back and move a little DIN switches. So people are just sat there with it taking all channels of MIDI, and it was a beginner's guide. So yeah, I'm with you with that.
All right, let's just have, before we jump to Andy, I just wanted to see if I could stir Robbie up a bit more. So Robbie, here's the manual from Roland when I just bought a System 500. I love these manuals. Aren't they amazing? How it's like reading a newspaper on a bus, isn't it? Have you ever read a newspaper on a bus? I mean, what the bloody hell am I going to do with that? You stupid bloody idiots. All right, anyway. Andy, your turn.
Well, I'm going to go back to the manuals theme before I actually give you my real rant, because I think it's interesting to do a comparison here, because that, we can see it. That's the... Oh, come on, which way is the camera?
Go towards your mic and then up.
There we go.
Yep.
Bit 1 manual.
Oh, yeah.
It's about... it's tiny. It's 30 pages, and it's in 5 languages.
And the English section's only, what, 2 pages?
Yeah.
My when I bought the Pro 1, it came with the actual original manual. Now that's actually worth something on its own right.
Yeah.
And
wow.
It's frozen.
Andy's back.
Here we go. Have I frozen? So yeah, there you go. The Pro 1 manual. So they took the effort, they made it, and it was good. My actual rant, and it does make me cross, and I don't know why. Some people probably tell me I'm irrational about this, but I cannot abide things which are powered via USB. It annoys the living daylights out of me.
Yep.
So I've got 2 devices. I've got the BeatStep Pro, and I've got the SH01A, and they're both on USB power, and it drives me mad. I really don't like it. I see no reason why you cannot put on a sensible power supply, or at least just a socket for a wall wart. That would be so much better. Okay. Axel's just said he's got the original W30 manual. So, yeah, exactly. That thing. Yeah, that thing runs it. It's just daft.
I was just using my... I can't believe you just brought that up. It's like we must be like connected in some bizarre way. I was using my beat set the other day with my Eurorack, and I'm looking at this thing going, it's going through my Eurorack, and I'm going, what the hell is causing that? Everything else is connected up to the same power supply, and it doesn't go. Just, I read the manual and it said, "Oh, you must use our power splitter, and it must be connected to the wall, and it has to be made special power supply made by these Tibetan monks who have alpacas out the." I mean, God's sake, just make it easy for us. Seriously.
While you're on the rants of the beat,
just for the
what
sake
about the little micro
there you
USB?
There you go, Axel.
Oh, that's a nice manual.
There you go, Axel. Yeah, that's it. That's the W30 manual.
All right, let's go to Darren. Darren had something to say. Go for it, mate.
Sorry, Darren.
I was just saying, while you're ranting about the USB power and the BeatStep Pro, what about the little micro USB connecting garbage thing that you have to stick in the back of it?
It's a great rant. That's a great rant. See, this has been a good session. This has definitely been.
Somebody mentioned wall warts in the chat.
Yes, I saw that.
I have a real pain, a real thing. So when you make a wall wart, there has to be some have the power coming out the top and some have the power coming out of the back.
Yeah.
So if you've got one of these flat multi-socket things and you have two of them together, they won't fit. And you have to kind of jig them around. So the only way I've managed to get around it is to buy one of those vertical ones. And then they can stick out any way they like. But it's just so annoying that there's no standard in that. You know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm the same. All over the place, and I can't fit things, especially at the side of this.
It's like
here.
a jigsaw
I can't get two things togetger.
Yeah.
Have you seen the bendy plugs, though?
We've started
hell.
something really bad. I know what I'm going to talk about next week now. All right, some of the chatties have got some. Let's talk to the chatties.
Yeah,
there's been heaps. I think Wagoo had one at the start. I have to go right back to when he had his. He was talking about sequential and 8-inch or 19-inch or something. Where was it? Oh, I've lost it now. So he was talking about watching. Here we go. Mine is sequential. Upload a video showcasing their module version designer, and all I could think was, okay, the guy makes all their modules incompatible with 19-inch now. Great job. So I don't really know what that meant, but obviously that's something that annoyed him, so we'll put that one up. Someone else might be able to do it.
I've got a gun. Ranzee likes one as well.
So Howard's saying that's my gripe. I want better manuals. Yep, beautiful. Printed manuals. So you've started something, Robbie. You've definitely started something.
Yep.
I've
just found my MPC 500 manual.
Yeah.
The MPC 500, which is like a tiny little thing. It's nearly 200 pages long, and that's all English. You know, it's just this massive thing. And that's just for an MPC 500, and it tells you how to use it and what it does, and it's like an exploration. Then here's my DX7 Mark II.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big old proper manuals. I can hear somebody rustling.
I'm with you with that.
Absolutely agree. You know,
I've got the Akai 3000 XL sampler. Nice big thick manual.
Yeah.
Step by step. You know where you are with it. There's no way you are with it.
Oh,
the other one was modular. Actual.
There you go.
And that's all in English.
That's a manual.
That's all in English. The whole thing.
Yeah. Trust me, although you do need
Eurorack modules.
ESI 4000, like a phone book. Yeah.
Let's
Again, all in English. Absolutely.
Let's go back to our chatties. So Xils-labs is having a bit of problem with a shop. We won't mention their names, but he's saying that he's having dramas with getting taking orders and they went bust, sold the company assets, then started again the next day with a slightly different name. Wow. If you want to know who that company is, just scroll back in the chat. You'll find out who it is. That's not good. Yes. What else? Manual. Everyone's talking about manual. I think we've started something with manuals, that's for sure. It's like an iPhone, isn't it? You get an iPhone, it doesn't come with a manual. I don't know how many people I've spoken to that have got an iPhone for the first time and just shook their head about, like, what do you expect me to do? I don't even know how to use it. Like, you know, what do I do?
I bet they don't even bother going to look on Apple Books, and you can find all the manuals there.
Well, they wouldn't know because there's no manual to tell them.
No, exactly. Exactly. There's no manual to say go and find the manual.
It's brilliant. All right, well, we've reached... Now, don't go anywhere. This is just purely for, I don't know what you call it, aesthetics. This is the end of the main show. So I'm going to roll a end graphic stinger thing, and we're going to come back straight after. So don't go anywhere, guys. This is for the end of the show. So, guys, let's just wave goodbye to everybody who is on the replay. See you later. Thanks for watching, and hopefully this works. Nope, that didn't work. Why does nothing work when you want it to work? What's the deal with that?
Carry on with your rant.
Here we go. Go.